told you off. Hi pet people, Pet Life with Beck here. I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of an update on the rabbits mostly and how they're going. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is my rabbit Luna. She is just under 8 years old. I've got her eating, what you saw me preparing a moment ago was this pellet and rolled oat mix. This is 1 teaspoon of rolled oats with 1 teaspoon of oxbow rabbit pellets with about 4.5 teaspoons of water. Jasper, what are you doing? And the reason I give Luna her pellets with water and also give her oats is because she has quite severe kidney damage. So because of that, she drinks a lot of water, so I try and give her as much moisture in her actual diet as possible, which includes giving it to her in her pellets. So the oats as well, because of her kidneys, she doesn't maintain weight very well. So she gets those oats to, being nudged from behind by Apollo because I'm in the way. She gets those oats to help her maintain her body weight because she doesn't do that very well. Hello, what are you doing? So she gets this 3 times a day, and I don't let Apollo have any when she has it, so that's just for her. Jasper, wait, Apollo's in there, thank you. So in terms of updates, Luna's pretty much going along as she was before. She's maintaining her weight well, she doesn't seem to be getting any sicker. A little bit of pain I think with her kidneys sometimes. Jasper's but she's doing pretty well. And then Apollo, so as I said, Luna's doing pretty well, and then Apollo, he's been on medication, some antibiotics for the last, he had about 60 days of medication, and we only finished that about 4 days ago, so thank goodness, because he was an absolute pain to medicate. I had to restrain him while my husband syringed him the medication, so he was very much, oh my goodness, guess who needs to vacuum? He's very much a drama bunny when it comes to medication, and he didn't enjoy it at all. He bit me a few times, but we've done the course of medication now. I don't know that it's actually worked very well. It has worked somewhat, but then stopped working. So, and if you aren't up to date on what was wrong with him, he had some growths on one side of his larynx, which was preventing him from swallowing properly when he was eating pellets. So he seems to eat everything else okay. His hay, out of there, Jasper. Oh, that's a no. He seems to eat his hay okay. He has no problem with veggies. It's just the pellets. So that his pellet eating did improve because we were intermittently trying that while he was on medication, and that did improve and it seemed to go away. And then after about, I think it was about 40 days of medication, the problem came back again. So it's not as bad as it was, but it is returning. So that's not good, and we're going to have to get him looked into a bit more, possibly some more tests. But in terms of him being unwell, he is not unwell otherwise. He eats well, poops well, all his normal behaviours. It's just that trouble with swallowing pellets, which is obviously very concerning because he could then choke, or or if he starts to have trouble eating other foods like hay, then he could be in real serious trouble. So, but otherwise things are going pretty well. As you can see, I need to clean up today. It is the weekend, so I do get a bit slack towards the end of the week with the sort of daily spot cleaning. I tend to do that every day right after I've done the big clean on the weekends, and then sort of Thursday, Friday, I sort of think, oh, it's the weekend, I'll be cleaning up in a couple of days, so I don't bother with the spot cleaning. Yeah, so right now for this video, I think I'm going to just spot clean a little bit in the cage. You can't see it at the moment, but this side of the playpen has been pulled in because we had a building inspector here a couple days ago and they needed access to that sliding door. So I had to pull the playpen in a bit, and I haven't pushed it back out and reattached the camera there. So I'm going to do that in this video, and then I'm also possibly going to go through, I've got some drawers over here and some containers with fleece in it, and a lot of it's quite old or has a lot of holes in it. I just want to go through that fleece and just throw out anything that isn't worth keeping, or potentially cutting it up and repurposing it into smaller blankets and stuff. So, hello. So that's going to be what we get into next in this video. Oh yes. Right, what are you doing, mister? You get fur all over these jeans. So this is the tub I'm talking about with fleece in it. It's not all in here, some of it's actually in the dirty basket. Needs to be washed, but a lot of it has holes in it, and I would like to probably cut it in half so I can use the good half of it still, and other bits I might throw out. So there's actually not as much in here to go through as what I thought there was, but we'll just have a look. So this one's pretty new, I think. Yeah, this one's fine. So I used to use the plain fleece for the top level of the cage and the patterned fleece for the bottom level, because I found that they used to chew fleece a lot more in the top level than they did the bottom level. So I thought I'd just get plain for the top, but as you can see, quite a lot of holes in this one, because that's, you know, I fold them in half. And then they tend to be chewing on that half, but I don't know whether this is worth keeping. I might be able to cut it up the middle, take out the sections with the holes and keep the rest. The main issue, like, I'm not fussed that the fleece has holes in it. That doesn't really bother me visually. Like, it's not as pretty, but it's not an issue. The issue with it is if the holes get a bit big, their paws can get caught in them and they might catch a claw or something in them. If the holes get too big, they can put their head in and get their neck caught. So if for safety reasons, it's just better to not be using fleece like this and causing unnecessary risks. So especially when they like to dig at it and that sort of thing. So that one's one we're gonna have to cut. Be a good excuse to buy a new fleece. Ooh, look at that one. A good excuse to buy new fleece, but I can't afford to buy all new fleece. So oh, both sides are pretty bad on this one too, aren't they? But like I said, I might be able to get a small area and then use it for like the little IKEA doll bed there. So that one needs to be cut as well. This pink one should be alright, I think. What are you doing, mister? See, this one's got one bad side, but then one good side. So we might just cut off the bad side. I'm not going to do that in here because I don't want to risk, if I'm cutting fleece, I don't want to cut any rabbit ears or anything if they're hanging out underneath the fleece while I'm cutting. Plus it'll be easier to cut straight if I'm not in here. That one needs to be cut down. This one's quite holey as well. This is a nice, really thick polar fleece too. It's really good. But this one also has lots of holes. So I think they're about due to definitely be refreshed. Someone's been eating this fleece over here. That's on this. I only just noticed. Look at that. They're eating the edges of the fleece. Okay, and last but not least, so that one can go back in without any adjustments. This one's harder to see. There is some decent sized holes in this one. And I might leave the other ones until I've actually washed them. Potentially, maybe. Or it'd be counterproductive to wash them before I threw half of them away. Thank you. Good boy. Why have I got so many friends? Yeah, so many friends. You want to play with these? There you go. Come on. Good girl. Right, so the real question is, why did I wear a black jumper while sorting out rabbit fleece that's coated in Apollo's fur? So, let's start with this one. So on this floor it should be real easy to tell, because then all the holes, Jasper, come on. So, I could probably cut around that. You know the great thing about these apples is they're kind of in a grid, so I can just cut around the apples. So now we have a very awkward, well, still one hole in the middle there. There's holes everywhere, these darn rabbits. But I can sort of, you know, use blank multiple fleece in their cage to cover the whole area rather than just one big fleece. I think this is the throwaway section. There might be enough for a little blanket there. A very little blanket. This one's cute for Christmas, but there's not a lot to it anymore. This is one of the ones I've had the longest. I reckon I had this one from very early on when I first had Bandit. This is my previous rabbit that I started my YouTube channel with way back in the day. I reckon I've had this fleece probably almost as long as probably after his first Christmas or something that I had him. I apologise if there's any sewing people who are watching this and are watching me cut crooked lines with the fleece. I do apologise. But at least I'm using fabric scissors. And I'm going to have to probably, now that I've cut the thread along the edge, I'm probably going to have to remove that. Do that later. Alright, so that side is completely keepable. Can I get anything out? I'm thinking about making like some pillows or something for Luna to lay on, because she gets a bit uncomfortable sometimes. I think it's her kidneys, and I feel like some sort of little cushions might benefit her. But I'm not very good at sewing. I have a sewing machine that I don't really know how to use, and but some of these scraps would be good for potentially learning and trialing something like that. So I'm going to keep a couple little bits like that too. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the bad one. Look at that. Well, I've probably got a little corner over here I can keep, and then maybe something through the middle here. The problem with rabbits is they tend to chew on things a bit more than guinea pigs seem to do. At least my rabbits do. I don't know how anybody else's rabbits are with fleece, but mine have always been a bit more chewy than what I see guinea pigs seem to be like on YouTube. All those people with their guinea pigs fleece hideouts and beds and whatever else, and I just think how quickly they would end up in tatters if they were a rabbit's hidey hole or something, or tunnel. If I want to make something else out of this, I can cut it into the appropriate shapes later. For now, I just like to save as much of it as possible, I suppose. I love this fox fleece. I think it's really cute. If you're in Australia, I got all of these fleeces. I think most of them. There's one or two. I think the ones with the binding on the edge are from like the supermarket at like during winter or stuff like that. But all these pattern fleeces and the plain ones are from Spotlight. So every winter they bring out a new range of patterns, which makes it very hard to resist if you like buying things with cute patterns on them and that kind of thing. It's like, ooh, something different, cute bunnies on that fleece. But yeah, so they're from Spotlight, so if you're wanting to get some fleece, that's where I got mine from. Here's this one. Most of this one I can actually save because the reverse side, there's a little bit of an area here, but I can just take a little square out, but then I can take this whole thing probably up to here. A little bit of a curve on it. So let's do that. Excuse me, Missy. Can I have this? Thank you. You can't go under there because I'm going to cut. All right. Look at that. So I've basically halved my fleece pile, and they'll fit in that box a little bit better because the fruit one wasn't in the box because I couldn't fit it in. Once my others are actually clean, but I'll have trouble fitting them in the box as well, so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to tell you guys about the pets. Oh, it's July, so we had Jasper's birthday on the 1st of July. She is now 4 years old. Jasper is a tawny Somali, so she's the fox. The cat that looks a little bit like a fox. She's been wandering around. And then the 30th of July is actually the bunny's Gotch'a Day. So that'll be 6 years this 6 years this year that we've had them. So that's pretty exciting. Not going to be getting them any gifts because I can't afford to splurge, unfortunately. But they'll probably be getting lots of attention. Probably a cage refresh, change out some toys that I've got in there that I haven't switched out for a while and all that sort of thing. So I can't believe it's been 6 years since we adopted them, so time really does fly. So they were a bit over a year and a half when I got them. They are almost about 8 years old. I don't know their exact birthday, it was just an estimate based on how old the rescue told me they were, so they're certainly getting up there and starting to show it too, unfortunately. But they're still happy bunnies. This tiny scrap of fleece. I really am gonna have to make maybe I could make some of those bumpers and then Luna could lean it against them. That's a nice idea. I don't know what I'd stuff them with. I wouldn't want stuffing in them because they would just rip them apart probably and end up with stuffing everywhere. So guys, I think that'll be it from me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I apologise if there's a bit of a gap in my uploads. We had a lot going on with work and family and illnesses, so hopefully getting back on track with uploads now and keeping you guys in the loop about what's going on with the animals. And I hope to have some more videos up for you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next time. Bye.